Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. As usual, I am your host, Sellssi. Today we're going to talk about Otto Addo and some interesting comments he has given on the national team job. Otto Addo recently accepted the role to be the head coach, according to reports of the national team, and he has come under a lot of scrutiny. There have been a lot of people who say that probably he's not the man to lead Ghana Black Stars into the near future. The president called on the FA to maintain this technical team for the World Cup as well as the African Cup of Nations, confirmed by the sports minister, not by the FA. These comments from Otto Addo seem quite interesting on how he sees himself in the position of the head coach of the Ghana Black Stars in the long term. We're also going to hear from CK Akono, who has called for support for Otto Addo. CK Akono was himself in charge of the Ghana national team, as unfortunately things did not go well in his tenure. We're also going to hear from Daniel Kofi Kyere, who bid farewell to his teammates at St. PAULI and the fans he is likely to lead there at the end of the season. As usual, subscribe if you have not. Click on the notification bell to get more updates. So let's get right into it. We'll talk first of all about Otto Addo and the Black Stars job. It has been purported that Otto Addo has agreed a deal with the Ghana national team for the Black Stars role for the next 18 months. He will lead us into the World Cup and then throughout the qualifiers of the AFCON and the AFCON itself in June-July 2023. But in an interview, Otto Addo revealed something quite interesting, which calls into question whether he is truly committed to the national team. He says that I think as a national team coach, you should live in the country you work for in the long term. Though many things can be organized and delegated from afar for a certain period. But I see myself personally in Germany in the next few years. Yeah, that's what Otto Addo had to say via transfer market. He said that on there, and this calls into question. He thinks that the national team coach should be in the country, though it can be delegated, but he personally does not see himself coming into Ghana to take the job full time. He sees himself in Germany in the next few years. So if the FA will still push for him, essentially what he is saying is that he will be doing the job from afar, which begs the question, if you know this, why not suggest Coach Chris Hughton for the head coach role? Well, we'll never know. Probably if I get the opportunity to interview Otto Addo, I might put that question to him. But he is of the opinion that the coach of a national team should be in their country, though it can be delegated. Right now, he sees himself in Germany for the next few years for that period and doesn't see himself coming down to permanently move around in Ghana and accept the Black Stars job role. What do you think this statement means? Am I reading too much into it? Let me know what you think in the comments box on his comment on the national team coach job long term. It doesn't look like he is interested in it long term, in my opinion, from the look of things here. I could be wrong. I could be reading the situation too deep. Is it that deep? Let me know what you think. My next story has to do with CK Akono, who has told us is calling for support for Otto Addo. He says that we have games to play and we need to rally behind the coach and support him to deliver on all fronts for us. The former Black Stars coach has urged Ghanaians to rally behind Otto Addo, who is said to be named the permanent coach of the Ghana Black Stars. And now the Ghana Football Association has reached an agreement with Addo, who qualified the Black Stars to the World Cup Qatar 2022 as interim coach. He masterminded the Black Stars' victory over sworn rivals in the Nigerian Super Eagles. He was backed to lead the team in the upcoming assignment, which is the African Cup of Nations qualifiers. The Black Stars returned to action in June 2023. African Cup of Nations qualifier versus Madagascar first, before taking on Central African Republic 4 days later. He said, I was happy with Otto Addo's appointment. I spoke to him before he took over the job. I think what he needs is support and nothing else, Akono said. We have World Cup and AFCON qualifiers coming up, and that is what we must do if we want the team. And that is what we must do if we want the team and the technical team to support, he added. Akuna was fired in September of last year after Ghana's poor start to the World Cup qualifiers. After that loss to South Africa in the FNB Stadium, he was let go. His successor, Milovan Rajabak, failed miserably as the Black Stars were eliminated from the first round of the African Cup of Nations. Rajabak's dismissal paved way for Otto Addo to take charge. So support for Otto Addo. We have games to play, and we'll see how that one goes on that front there. Otto Addo will be the one in charge for Ghana during that tenure, and he's asking for support for him. We'll give him all the support we need. My next story has to do with Ashanti Gold and Inter Allies, the match fixing scandal. One of the players who was caught in the debacle, wow, he has commented, and it's not a comment that is going to be taken lightly. Seth Osei, a Dash Gold player implicated in the match fixing scandal, said to Joy Sports that Hashmin Musa of Inter Allies decided to score 2 own goals, and for me, it happens in football because even Harry, who is a top player, has been scoring own goals. You are implicated, your teammate or your fellow footballer is implicated in a match fixing scandal, and this is the response you choose to give, saying that players who are even in higher leagues score own goals. If you see the caliber of own goal Hashmin Musa, who was actually trying to thwart the scoreline, scored, I don't think he would be comparing it to that. I'm sure he has seen it. He was in the match after all, and I'm sure he's well aware of what he is saying. If anything, this buttresses the point that got him into this implication, that he knew something about it, and he was involved, and truly and surely the ban is rightly deserved. Unfortunate comment from him. I was quite surprised he even said this one here. My final story has to do with Daniel Kofi Kyere, who bid farewell to fans of St. Pauli, looking to get into another team for next season. The Black Stars ace Kyere, who was involved in 20 goals this season, scoring 12 and assisting 8, missed the final game of the season against Fortuna Düsseldorf due to suspension, but was at the stadium to bid farewell to the club. A 26-year-old has been the club's talisman this season, netting his 12th goal of the season in a draw against Nuremberg. The attacking midfielder has popped up on the radar of several German top-flight sides, with Mönchengladbach leading the race for his signature. Following the heroics this season, it's clear the boys in brown will lose him in the summer after failing to gain promotion to the top flight. The best want to play with the best, and it's only right that Kofi Kyere completes that move out of St. Pauli. So that has been it for today. Otto Addo's comments on the long-term position for him on the Black Stars job, his thoughts on the Black Stars job, and where he sees himself in that equation. Not promising, if you ask me. Also been talking about the comments from Ash Gold player Seth Osei, who was implicated in the match fixing scandal. Ziggy Akono calls for support for Otto Addo, and St. Pauli man Kyere set to leave the club. I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a great day.